Good afternoon, my name's Dan Marshall. I'm one of the account managers here at Click Consult. I work with a range of clients, helping them to devise their digital strategies and implement it. Today, I'm sat here to talk to you about how to develop an effective digital strategy. What we're going to do today is just take a top-line overview of the different steps that are part of that and give you a bit of a foundation as to how you can do that for yourselves in the future. The first point that we're going to talk about is how you initially put your ideas together. The first thing that we want to do is take a step back from your digital strategy and look at what you're trying to achieve. So what you have to do is set some clear goals and objectives from the onset so that you know where you're going and how you're going to achieve them. That could be anything from increasing the traffic on your site through to increasing your click-through rate on paid search ads or improving your cost per acquisition. It could be as simple as getting more followers on your Facebook account. There's many different objectives that you could have as a business, and they can all be very valuable to you, but what you want to do is understand which you want to achieve and in what time frame you want to do that. Once you've set your goals and objectives, it's time to take a step back and understand what you need to do to achieve those. So firstly, what you're looking at is what is going to happen. So if you're looking to increase organic sessions, you need to say, okay, how do I do that? That involves completing audits on your current site. So you go away and you'd look at your keyword strategy on page, you might look at your backlink profile, or you might look at the technical implementation of your website. There's many different things that might need fixing before you move on to that. Or if you're looking at increasing your performance on AdWords, you take a step back and look at that account in a little bit more detail. So that might involve conducting a full audit of that, looking at different campaign splits, looking at bid modifiers. Could be a number of different things on there, but you need to make sure that you know exactly where you stand currently, so you know what you need to do in order to build out and achieve those goals that you've set. Once you've completed an audit of your current situation, you're then going to look at what you need to do moving forward. So depending on what those objectives are, you might use a different search method. For instance, if you're looking at trying to increase the number of transactions through your site, you're not necessarily going to need to drive loads more traffic, so you might not go for SEO or PPC. You might look at something like conversion rate optimization. So you need to make sure that you fully understand what is required to achieve that. Similarly, if you're looking at increasing traffic, you're going to look at what are the biggest keywords that drive traffic to your site and what keywords do you need to be showing for in order to improve that. So that might lead you down the route of doing SEO. If you're looking for something that's going to get you a bit more of a quicker turnaround and you're going to get traffic through to the site quickly and try and get some quick wins in terms of increasing your revenue or your leads generated, then you might go down the PPC route. If it's just about brand awareness and getting more engagement, you might look at social media as a channel that's going to be useful for you. Either way, whatever you're doing, a different channel serves a different purpose, so you need to make sure that that ties up with your goals that you've set and the way that you're set up currently, and you need to make sure that you do the effective things in order to achieve that. Once you've devised a strategy, you need to sit back and let that happen. So what you'll do is you'll say, okay, we're going to do SEO. How long do we need to do that for before we start to see a benefit? The answer might be 3 months, it might be 6 months, it might be 9 months. Whatever it is, you need to understand that time frame and you need to implement the strategy and leave it to run for that. You can't necessarily start something and then stop after a month because it's not had the desired impact straight away. Similarly with PPC, or whilst that could be seen as a quicker opportunity to get success, there's still an element of setting that up, building it out, improving your quality score and waiting for some time for that to start to take effect. That means it's important that you know exactly what you're doing and you know the time frame that you need that to run for. So you'll look at that, set that up and leave it to run. Once you've set up your strategy and it's been running for a certain time period, then you'll start to report. That might be on a monthly basis, a quarterly basis, or maybe a bit more granular on a weekly basis. But at every opportunity, you need to be looking at the metrics that are most important to you and tying that back to your objectives. For instance, when you look at your organic strategy, if you're looking at increasing sessions, you might look at your week-on-week improvements, your month-on-month improvements, and of course year-on-year as well. If it's down to AdWords, you can compare a lot more metrics such as click-through rates, clicks, impressions, cost per acquisition, whatever that may be and is relevant to your objective. You need to look at that throughout the time that you're running the strategy. You can't expect to achieve it straight away, but you need to be mindful of it and make sure that you're monitoring your progress against it so that you can see that the strategy is working. If that is working and you're achieving those objectives quicker than you thought, then it's time to step back to the beginning of this process and look at what you're going to do moving forward. You can obviously achieve more. On the spin of that, if you're not doing what you wanted to and you're not quite at those levels, you don't need to be worried in month 1 or 2. It could just be a case of taking more time to hit those objectives. But you need to make sure that you're monitoring it closely, you know what's going on, and you can react to changes as and when they happen. Once you've done that, your digital strategy is going to be well on its way, and you can sit back, enjoy what's happening, or make refinements where necessary. But as long as you follow those 5 core principles, you should be well on your way to success and achieving what you want to achieve online. That's all from me today. We're going to follow this up with a bit more of a detailed blog and some content for you guys to have a read of as well, and do get in touch if you've got any questions. Thanks for listening.